this question, I guess, can just be answered. Well, I'll ask anyway. For a WrestleMania, so this is WWE's showpiece event. We're forgetting all the random shows in like the middle of May. Who gives a stuff about Backlash or whatever? For WrestleMania, WWE's creme de la creme big show, how much would you pay for a WrestleMania? Obviously, let's say the card it's a good WrestleMania card. We're not saying it's like blow away fantastic, but it's not, it's not WrestleMania 36 type thing. It's a really, solid WrestleMania card. How much would you pay for WrestleMania?
I'll be honest with you, as of this moment, and I say this with this in mind, you and I, we're not getting paid for this. We do this for passion. So if we were in a position where we're getting paid to give our opinion, yeah, I would spend whatever dollar amount I need to spend, if it makes business sense. But for me, for my personal enjoyment, I wouldn't spend $1 on even WrestleMania. And it's not because of the principle, no, I don't want to give them my money. It's because of their philosophy and the way they book WrestleManias nowadays. It's just like, okay, the tickets go on sale in November, and it's 6 months out, 5 months out before the show. The WrestleMania is already sold out, so WWE can literally put on whatever card they want. It's not like when you're building a UFC pay-per-view where it's like, all right, 3 months before the pay-per-view, they announce who's going to be fighting, and they announce like who's going to challenge who for the championship. It's not like, you're not seeing these guys every single week in the UFC. So it's special and it gets hype. That's kind of been dead and gone for a long time from WWE. WrestleMania has been, since like 07, 08 is when they switched that model where they just kind of put whatever card out, and WrestleMania became the seller, So
yeah.
WrestleMania is the brand. So I'm not going to pay whatever, 60, 70, $80 for a pay-per-view where like we could end up with Braun Strowman versus Goldberg in the main event or something like that.
Yeah.
Or we could get like a Roman Reigns versus Triple H match that nobody wanted to see.
For real. No, for me, I've used Watch Wrestling or whichever variation of that website for like the longest time. So in other words,
Pal, don't out them, pal.
Pal, I mean, so many people watch shows on that. I'm not the first. And
the algorithm's coming for us.
Pal, no. WrestleMania, I don't know what the goes in Australia. We had the WWE Network for like a year and a half longer than you lot did in the States. You guys had moved to Peacock early 2021. For us in Australia, it was the WWE Network until late last year. Then they moved to like a streaming service called Binge. They moved to Binge in this part of the world. So essentially what happened is all WWE Network subscriptions got kind of either transferred if you wanted to or just like canned. And you have to sign up to Binge. I signed up on a free trial, so I watched WrestleMania this year for free, both nights, crystal clear HD.
4K, baby.
Then I cancelled the night after, so I got WrestleMania for free. No strings attached. Like, I think going forward, they might make you pay if they go for that model. I don't think anyone's going to have, an issue maybe paying, $10 for WrestleMania or a free trial after what we've had for the last decade. That's fine. If it starts becoming $30, $50, heaven forbid, that sort of thing.
Bro, let me say this real quick. I'm sorry. Yeah. Back in 2012, I ordered Once in a Lifetime WrestleMania 28 on pay-per-view. It was like $65 then.
Yeah.
So $65 then. So now I think a UFC pay-per-view is like $79.99 right now.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that WWE is going to try to charge like $70 for like,
oh my God,
like Clash at the Castle? We're gonna be paying $80 to watch Drew McIntyre beat up Gunther for the 800th time in Scotland. I'm not paying $80 for that, bro. No shot. Like, you're talking about $30 for WrestleMania, bro. 2012, they're charging $65.
To be fair, it was so much worse back then because if they actually went with an ending that was bad or like WrestleMania 29, that was still in the pay-per-view era, they charged like, $55, $60 for that show. So when you're ending the show with Cena predictably getting his win back a year in the making that everyone saw coming, and the whole wrestling community was like, well, what was that? That was just, what a joke. And everyone was angry about the show. Imagine paying $60 just to know you'll get mad and then get mad. Like that's what wrestling was. So yeah, Kevin, going forward, if they make you pay $50 to watch Roman Reigns squash someone 1,200 days into a championship reign, I mean, if that's the model WWE wants to go for, then hats off to him. I won't be making content on that. I know that for sure. But yeah,
There are people that'll pay it too. That's the other thing. There's probably like 100,000 people that'll pay that every month, at least. Pay like $80 for Clash of the Castle and Hell in a Cell and TLC. I don't know. Nevertheless,
don't you want to watch a Raw uppercard match at TLC where Cody's facing Austin Theory because they met each other at a gym 6 years ago?
There you go. Yeah. So.